Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you. Mwebale nnyo abakedde. Mwebale nnyo abakedde. Ya, tulinamu obuzibu. Technician yabadde ayagala tufune setting endala naye tujja gikolako ndowooza from next week. So good morning everybody. Good morning. Diallo, seen you. Haji Lutalo, Abakariga, Basenongo, Yusuf Abbas Baligeya Chigundu, Steve Powers, Seka Jija, Julius. Yeah, we are ready to go. Mutebi Abe, Hasifa, Wachagulanyi. Yeah, thank you so much. Makerere yayidde. Makerere yayidde. Kitalo nnyo. The main building caught fire. And I think it's going to fall. I think they are saying that structurally, it became structurally damaged. Chinkoze bubi nnyo. Ekizimbe ekyo be twasomanga nabo banajjukiranga nti in the classes of Professor Mahmoud Mamdan, although for us who were at the Department of Political Science, we used to attend our classes within the department. What happened was because Professor Mamdan had a very popular class, very, very popular. I think it was about either the politics of Uganda or I think it was about the capitalism and socialism, I don't know. The class was so popular that everybody who was in Makerere wanted to take, everyone who was studying political science wanted to attend Professor Mahamudu's class. So then we were all shifted to the main building. And the main building, that's what you see, that structure which caught fire. We used to do Professor Mamdani's paper from within that building. It is so sad. That is the only building where there was so. I think Professor Mamdan was an indisciplined guy. In retrospect, I remember one time we studied this lesson and it was very interesting. I think we were looking at the process of how communism, moving from socialism to communism. It was very interesting anyway. The class was very good, and during the class, because he had missed a few classes having been abroad, so he was a visiting professor in many universities, Professor Mamdan. So that time when he came to teach us, he said, we are going to do, it was a Saturday, and he said, we are going to study for 4 hours, non-stop. And everybody was like, no problem. It is Professor Mamdan after all. So after 2 hours, Professor Mamdan said, those who want to smoke can go ahead. Because he himself was a smoker. So he got out his cigarette and lit it, and the rest of us also lit. So that is the only time I smoked in a lecture room or a classroom while still a student and also an instructor. And I think that kind of thing will never happen again. Yeah, but in that building, we smoked in that building during a lecture with Professor Mamdan. I don't know whether someone can take for him a clip of my video. That was in the year 19... damn, I didn't sleep so much last night, but that was in the year 1989 or 88, 89. And we smoked with Professor Mamdan in that building during the lecture, because he said the lecture is too long, so those who want to smoke, let us smoke here. And we smoked. But we didn't burn the building. We didn't burn that building. This time, the building has caught fire. You see, I don't want to be a rumor monger. By the way, my name is Martin Biakuleka. I'm the president of CLOUD. CLOUD is Common League of Ugandans in the diaspora. It is an outfit that works to protect human rights and promote democracy in Uganda. So we smoked with Professor Mamdan in the main building during a lecture on a Saturday, which was a very long lecture, 4 hours, and we smoked with Professor Mamdan. We smoked in the class, but we didn't burn down the main building. No, we didn't burn it down. Now this time, I don't think anybody smoked again, but this time someone decided to burn the main building. You see, we have a government of guerrillas. We have a government of thugs. I tell you, in the main building, there is nobody was cooking at that time. In that main building, someone set fire on it. Someone set fire inside the main building to burn some things. Some mafias wanted to burn some things. Now, one of the iconic universities in the world, Makerere University, is one of those iconic universities in the whole world. Joelia Naiga, Godfrey Ga, Anisha Namara, Rebecca Nachuguri, Namsoke Josephine. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Mwebali Nyokuja. Let us talk. I'm still telling you stories before we start. Every day I will tell you a story depending on what is going on. Because, you know, by the way, in diplomacy, the field of diplomacy, we tell a lot of jokes. Diplomacy between nations runs on jokes. Even if two nations are fighting each other, they still tell jokes. So if you can't tell jokes, if you can't laugh about things, you can't do diplomacy. You get out. If God made you with a very serious face and you have no smile, this is why your government is failing, getting wrong people in our positions. If you can't laugh, if you can't tell a joke, you don't go in diplomacy. No. Half of diplomacy is what Baganda call Olwali. So that is why, even if we are facing very serious issues like now, when I'm going to speak to you, we start by laughing a little bit. So I will not betray my diplomatic experience. I'm a trained diplomat. After Makerere, I went to train in one of the Commonwealth, diplomatic Commonwealth institutions, and that was in Pakistan, in Islamabad. And I went there, and I spent there 7 months training to be a diplomat in the Pakistan Foreign Service Academy. That time it was very powerful. That is before the terrorists, they took over Pakistan, because Pakistan was a very beautiful country, very progressive. The military there, in fact, those days when I saw the Pakistan military, I was very convinced that the military is a modernizing factor. For me, I came from Pakistan knowing and having confidence in the military as a modernizing tool of the state. In fact, up to today, I still believe in the military as a modernizing tool of the state. But the Ugandan military has been lumpenized. The Ugandan military has been lumpenized. You still have some honorable guys there, like the CDC, very, very honorable guy, very knowledgeable and all that. A lot of other guys, you know, the Mujiras and all those other guys, those generals, some of those other generals, especially the young ones, the deputy CDC, the chief of staff and all those guys, very, very nice guys. With those kind of soldiers, the military, even the military of Uganda, UPDF, can be a modernizing tool. But you have a situation where you have an old dictator who does not want to go. So what he does, he disables the military so that it cannot be a tool of modernization. So every general in that UPDF has a driver or a bodyguard who is coming from a certain ethnic group, a very small ethnic group. And those ones report directly to the appointing authority. You see, for you who didn't know, you think your military is safe. It's not safe. Each of those generals has someone, either a driver or a one who salutes him and opens the door, or the one who sweeps his office, or the one who gives him papers, the one who faxes and all, who belongs to that ethnic group, which is special. So his job is to report about the general. So the military of Uganda, therefore, the UPDF, can no longer execute its role as a modernizing agent. So yeah, so I when I went to Pakistan to learn how to be a diplomat, as I said, I came back with a conviction that the military can be a modernizing tool of the state. And up to now, I've refused to give up that idea. In fact, I still believe in the military as a modernizing tool. It helps me because I still have a lot of friends in the UPDF. Some of them, of course, they don't want to speak to me now. And it is understandable, because how do you speak to me? For those of you who don't know, now I am a very dangerous individual. So some of my friends don't speak to me. Now, back to Makerere. In Makerere, we smoked with Professor Mamdan in the class on, on Saturday, because we had this long lecture of 4 hours. But we didn't burn the building. Now, this time, someone who probably doesn't smoke has decided to burn the building. And that is very sad. But don't be surprised that the burning of the building is connected to certain pressures for some individuals to produce academic credentials. I have seen some woman, a very powerful woman, people are telling her, do you have academic credentials? And that powerful woman, I think, purportedly went to Makerere. How did you enter there? Blah, blah. But you see, the problem again with some of our leaders today is because they are old, they have decided to depend on young people. Young people to do for them certain things. So, and I think also some other young people have taken it upon themselves to help the old people, even without their consent, but just to impress them. You don't know, there is a lot of mafia banete, mumpereza nyo message, abampereza message, musoke muninde maukugera n'abantu. Some young people want to impress the old people, so they are doing for them things. So this is the problem. Now, they're asking you for academic things. We should ban Makerere. They can't ban it. Now the vice chancellor has come and I said, and he said, hey, the building has burnt, but guys, sorry, you know, all those credentials, they are safe because we keep them digitally. Because banning it or not banning it, it was the same. The credentials are kept digitally. So now the one who burnt it for what? Now, if it is not academic credentials, of course, you know that it is the money. Someone supplied some things or whatever. Some people have stolen some money. And now they have burnt it. I know another fellow who is not feeling good about it. The former UPC vice president, Mr. Henry Maega. Henry Maega and I have a certain history. We used to be youth leaders in a very big organization called YADICO, Youth Alliance for Development and Cooperation. It was killed by the NRM, General, the one who was in intelligence. The man of Pizza Hut fame. He killed our organization. The president of that organization was Norbert Mao. We were young, we were 21. The president was Norbert Mao. The vice president was Henry Maega. And the secretary general was yours truly, Martin Byakureka. And I think my deputy was Jacob Olanya. So you see, we have been knowing each other since we finished Makerere, which we didn't ban. We didn't ban Makerere. So, and I remember very well that when we finished and we went to work for the government and other places, Henry Maega was sitting in that building as a deputy Basa or something. Henry Maega was sitting in that building. He must be crying now. Ndugu. The building has burnt, the mafia have burnt it. And you went to join them. You joined them, you came from UPC, you joined them. Now you see, they have burnt the building. Because for them, the iconocracy, this building for them, they have no value for it. We have invaders who came and took over the state. Now we are asking people, please prove your date of birth, place of birth, and all those other things, because we want to see, are you qualified to be president of Uganda? Because for us, we feel that we have invaders who came and took over the state. And the way certain things are done in that country, they really show that those in charge are invaders. Invaders. Because if you are not an invader, how do you make the people so poor in 30 years? If you are not an invader, because invader doesn't care about you. The invader comes to steal and go. You see, when the Belgians came to Congo, they came for the minerals. They grabbed the diamonds, they grabbed the gold, and they went. Did they develop Congo? No. You can't travel from the east for a long time. You could not travel from the east of Congo to go to the west in the same country. Because when the invaders came, they just took the gold, they took the diamonds, they took the other things. They didn't care about the Congo at all. If you dam the Congo River, if you dam it and you put a dam there, you can supply electricity for the entire sub-Saharan Africa. For those of you who don't know. Did the Belgians dam the Congo? No. Did they make a road there? No. Congo is one of the most undeveloped countries, the one you call DCR today. Because the Belgians were invaders. They just came to grab and go. Look at Uganda. I want you to look very carefully at the video of Makerere main building burning. I want you to look at the trucks which came to stop the fire. I don't know whether the president of Uganda has watched that. How can you be the president of Uganda and you look at those trucks which came to stop the fire at Makerere, and still call yourself Your Excellency, how can you be the wife of that man and you call yourself the Minister of Education of Uganda, and you look at those small trucks that came to stop the fire at Makerere? How can you be NRM Secretary General and you look at those small trucks which came to finish the fire of Makerere? Do you feel proud? Do you really feel proud? Do you take it? I will not talk about Moses Ali. Such people are useless. The man is 104, is still standing for MP. Those I don't care. They are for personal whatever. Nankabirwa, you are really a big shot in the government of Uganda, and you are looking at the video of Makerere burning. In the forward picture are some despicable, decrepit trucks of Uganda Police Fire Department. I don't know whether it exists like that. They are trying to extinguish the fire. Those cars. Now I'll tell you what those cars are. Those cars are Mercedes-Benz 1513. Mercedes-Benz model 1513. This particular model, for me, I am a car enthusiast. I know all these things. I have been a car enthusiast since I was 6 years old. Mercedes-Benz 1513, very known for braking and the noise, the sound of the brakes. Very nice, very, very nice. I used to go to the road, okukuma amanda. Abasajja nga baleeta amanda ku bugaali. So I see all those cars and I write them down and I continue to study them when I was 6 years. That car was manufactured between 1959 and 1980. So the last car, actually some of them, a few of them, were made in Yugoslavia between 1980 and 1995. So let us safely say that the last of that model, Mercedes-Benz 1513, was manufactured in 1995. 15 years plus the 20 we have now, 35. So that means that Honorable Chagulanyi's wife is much younger than that car, and she has 3 children, something like that, or 4, I don't know. So you can imagine. Or most of my friends on Facebook, were not yet born when that car was, the last of that car was produced. That is the car that the government, the police of Uganda, fire department, under the government of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the president of Uganda, is using to try and stop the fire at Makerere University, and those cars promptly failed. The story of the fire of Makerere and the failure of the small trucks of the fire department of Uganda Police that were brought to attempt to douse the fire is a microcosm of the monumental failure of the NRM regime of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda. 35 years at the helm. The man has no equipment to douse the fire that is ravenously eating an iconic building at an iconic university. The building is so iconic that it is on one of our currency notes. It got burnt. Moreover, we shall make an allegation here. The people who burnt that building, if that, of course the police doesn't work, but if there is a semblance of effectiveness of Uganda police, the people who burnt that building will be discovered to be members of Uganda's ruling regime. And they couldn't stop the fire. But again, the mafias are clever because they know that once they start that fire, nobody will be able to stop it. They know what kind of equipment they have. They know that the equipment they have will not stop the fire. So they are aware. So now you know, when the state is captured in its entirety by foreigners, what they do, they disable the state, give it Mercedes-Benz 1513, manufactured 1980, as the equipment to stop the fire. This department even has no ladder high enough to go. There is no department, fire department in the world that has no ladder to go up and stop the fire. It's not there. Even Burundi now, if you ask, there's a friend of mine who is an expert in those countries, Lawyer Tabaru. If you ask, you will find that the fire department in Burundi has capability, ladder capability. The one of Uganda does not. The men were struggling to blow the water up, and then the engine failed. They couldn't move the engine to go and collect more water. Very pathetic. Pathetic is the English word for that situation. This situation, pathetic situation, we have been put into it by those people who captured the state, decided to disable it so that it has decrypt equipment, and after that, come against the state, burn the building, well knowing that there is no equipment to stop the fire. These people are criminal. These people must go. The good news is these people are going. But they didn't know, and they are still deceiving themselves that they are still around. No, you guys, you are not around. You are not around. Every trick you do will fail. You are not around. Your time is finished. When the time is finished, even when you're going to die, the Almighty God gives you 40 days. When you're still roaming the world, but your life already left, He starts showing you things which indicate that the life has gone. Ask my brothers in the Islamic religion. Ask my brothers in Judaism. They will tell you that before you die, 40 days before you die, there are signs which show you that you are. In fact, you start connecting directly with up there and down. Things start connecting. You guys are living. These are your proverbial 40 days. Those 40 days, for those who know religion properly, those who have been in the Middle East, you know, 40 is a magical number in a religion, because it is in the culture of that area where religion made a landfall. The modern religion made a landfall in the Middle East. So you see 40 days, 40 days of fasting, 40 days of mourning, 40 days of this, 40 days of that. My friend, Doctor, I forget his name, he knows those things. NRM guys, you have your 40 days. Those 40 days are on. You are trying funny things, but, and you know, the one who is going to die, the Baganda say, akanafa tekawulira ng'ombe. Because when the person is crossing the road and they are going to be knocked and killed by the truck, even if the driver of the truck says, beep, puts on the horn, the person who is going to die will not hear. So the truck will crush them. That's why the Baganda say, akanafa tekawulira ng'ombe. Now, my friends in NRM, I don't know why I should call it NRM. I'm making an error there. And some of you analysts know what I mean. Because the NRM is a shell. Is a shell. Young people, you must know. The NRM is a shell. It is nothing. It's empty. This NRM is a shell. Is a vehicle through which some people would like to be decent enough to hide their political, economic intentions. But the NRM is nothing, is bure, is stupid. That is why I laugh at those people. And some of them very intelligent. The other day I saw a guy, he was in Makerere as a gift president. You see, for us who were student leaders, when you see someone who was a student leader coming to involve themselves in stupid things, you say, I don't have a ditch. Because in those days, being a student leader meant also that your head is advanced. Even in secondary, where there was nobody who became a student leader when their heads were not advanced. I think, I don't know, maybe the last one was Norbert Mao. I don't know. Because all those guys like Norbert Mao, very advanced. Now, there is a fellow who was a guild president in Makerere. He got a job. He got a job in NRM. He's talking very nicely. My equipment is coming next week from China. I'm going to set up so that you can see me completely, because I speak sometimes with my body as a diplomat. I speak with my body, but you can't see my... so I'm going to set up my equipment. Now I'm on Katochi. That's why you can't see me very well. But don't worry. Things will improve. So I was telling you, a very clever man is there in the NRM that he has a big job. And he goes back and tells his wife that I fell in things. Which things did you fall in? NRM is a shell. There's another woman, beautiful woman from Soga there. She has a very nice figure. That she's the Koran Secretary General. What are you doing there? The thing is empty. What are you doing? I see some other people with big stomachs. What are you doing? NRM is a shell. The real power is not there. What are you people doing? You see, there's a man who came from Makerere. Now I saw him with a stick. He's beating people. Come and vote nicely. Hey, vote nicely. What, you man? You also have a job. You go and tell your uncles and everybody that I am the electoral of NRM. NRM is a shell. Complete shell. Forget about it. But now, they are using that shell to confuse our people. That shell is one of the vehicles for looting the country. It's one of the vehicles for looting the country. But now we are not very worried, and I wanted to tell you, relating to the 40 days, don't worry about those people. A friend of mine came last week. He called me, and he said that he has got information from our friends in Kampala who are in the diplomatic community, those ones with the white faces and pink noses. They said that they had done the statistics and found out that, I should find you the message that I got. Just give me a moment, because I want to be exact about this. Just give me a moment. It must be near here. Some information that came in from Kampala. Yes, around here. Thank you. So who arrested Stella Nyanzi and for what? Why do you arrest Stella Nyanzi? She was coming from a vacation in Nairobi, and these people, I don't know why villagers are in charge of our country, and they are doing village things. The woman is very Stella Nyanzi is simplistically defined. Why do you be bothered by Stella Nyanzi? She's coming, she's crossing the border, whether she went to Nairobi to do what? You are arresting her. Why are you arresting her? Well, arresting Stella Nyanzi is an empty, useless action. Okay, those friends in Kampala, they said that if all the political parties in Uganda unite, FDC, National Unity Platform, DP, our friends in ANT, everywhere, if everybody unites, the opposition of Uganda will get 239 MPs in this coming election. 239 MPs. And if they don't unite, if they don't unite, they will only bring 103. And we will lose Kampala mayorship to NRM. Now listen carefully, people. Except Rubaga South and Makindia West. Now, this information of mine is coming from people who have money, resources. They have data, they have everything. They are not poor. They are not Chiwani. They are the ones who gave this information to a friend of mine who decided to send it to me. So, I know that the political parties of Uganda, the way they earn money, is that when they have MPs in parliament, those MPs are given money, and monthly they give some money to their parties. I don't know whether it's 500,000 or, but you get money from your MPs who are in government. I mean in parliament. And then the government also, I think, gives you something, then donors, what. Then there is this one of ours, which we mobilize all the time. And ours is very big, it's in millions of dollars. So anyway, the essence is that the bigger you are, the more money you get. That is why you see, the young people, don't be confused by these briefcase people, businessmen who have come in politics. This is why you see that Kyagulanyi, Honorable Kyagulanyi, is a bad man. Honorable Kyagulanyi is a bad man from Kamocha in real terms, because he has spoiled the business of other people. Because you see, these political parties get their money from the state, the parliament. These things are legal. Then the NRMs, they give you money, they give you money, and the government gives you money, parliament, what, those things. But Kyagulanyi came, he disrupted Nayonona business. Kyagulanyi Nayonona business. That is why the political parties are fighting him, because the money has spoiled the business. Now people are running away from DP to Kyagulanyi. People are running away from FDC to Kyagulanyi. Yes, Kyagulanyi has spoiled the money for the parties. This is why. So, the political parties and NRM are fighting Kyagulanyi with the same energy. With the same energy. I think now you get me. They are fighting him with the same energy. This one is punching it this way. This one is punching it this way. When Bosco gets Chibalama, this one is become happy. This is the thing. I think you are understanding. This is the deal right here. Kyagulanyi spoiled the money coming to the political parties. This is a bad man. But it's always very important to be having academic and mental analytical capabilities which are above. Because you stand above and you start to look down. Ngempungu. You look down. Then you say, Dababasiru. Kakati Kyagulanyi mulwanyisa wachi. Kubanga bwe munalwana, ne mwetemamu, ne mulwana. Era still, the money coming to you will be little. It will still be little. Because now, you fight Kyagulanyi. Divide yourselves. You're going to get 103. So is the money. But if you united, you will get 239 MPs. Now, this is a simple way out. Unite together, all of you, and find means to share political and economic benefits. Empty heads. Unite together so that you can share economic, like these ones, and political benefits, but you can't. Now, this, my friend, he told me that we exchanged ideas and then we decided, and we are still in consultation with other friends of ours, that we should talk to the opposition parties at home using our platform of the diaspora leaders, so that they can get together. Now, for me, I haven't gotten back to my buddies, but I have a different theory. The people of Uganda are not fools. The people of Uganda are not fools. Mwemula abantu bali mu kyalo, bali luddawa, abantu batunda amatooke, bakola ki mu kibuga mulowooza nti basiru. Nedda. Abantu bamanyi ebyobufuzi. Abantu bamanyi nti bano ba businessmen. Bamanyi nti bano ba businessmen. Bano bavuma Kyagulanyi kubanga ba businessmen. Kyagulanyi yayonoonye eddiru yaabwe. They know that. So, when I was still studying English literature, we had things which we call symbolism. When you read a book, a friend of mine writes political satire. It's called Kakwenza Lukira Baseja. Kakwenza has written a book called The Greedy Barbarian. It's a political book about the greedy barbarian. And I think he has written another one called The Banana Republic, something like that. Now, the UPDF, CMI, SFC, they arrested him from his home in Igang. They arrested Kakwenza. He's a very tall guy. Those of you in FDC, you know him. He's almost 7 feet of phone. Very tall. That very tall young man. I think he's 34 years. He has been arrested. This is the second time. The first time they arrested him, they beat him very badly because of the book called Greedy Barbarian. These are things which used to happen during Idi Amin. For you who don't know, let me tell you. There was a reverend father called Father Chigundu. Me, I was an altar boy at Rubaga Cathedral. I know that cathedral very well. That's my cathedral. There was a reverend father called Reverend Chigundu. Young man, these days there's a young man, I think he's called Chibi or something like that. Father is a very interesting reverend father. He makes things very entertaining. and he lectures. The diaspora people like him. They keep calling him, inviting him. They like him a lot. Father Chibi, I think. They like him a lot. He's very funny. But in those years, there was another reverend who was like Father Kibi. His name was Chigundu. Chigundu was the first reverend father to produce a political review magazine. Nga ajikubira Chisubi. Chisubi eyo waliyo printery ya Catholic Church. You know how organized the Catholic Church is. Nga bajita Marianum Press. Nga akuba akatabo nga bakaita Munno. I don't know whether it's still there in publication. Katinga awandika a review mukatabako nga bajita Binsanga Wano. I was about 6-7 years and I used to read that. It was very interesting. Binsanga Wano. Nenga abira kona Idi Amin. Now, what happened? Father Chigundu bamukwata. Emotoka ye ne bagiyiwako amafuta. Ne bagitekako akabiriti najiramu. Munamanvi. So I think someone came around and he saw the fire burning and tried to help him. Mugamba gwe. They always get one. Some men were seated there, the car is burning. You see? Now, those are the things which used to happen. Now, Kakwenza Lukirabashija, he wrote The Greedy Barbarian. The NRM people, the junta in Uganda, which rules you now, saw some things and thought he is writing about them. Now, Kakwenza was taken in the jail and beaten up like a thief. They let him to finish the whole night in a standing position. He tied his hands up. Very tall man. They tied his hands up and they tied his legs. Then, like those people who persecuted Jesus, how they used to insult Jesus when they were persecuting him. This is how these CMI, SFC guys also talked to Kakwenza. They said, Kakati wesumurure. So Kakwenza would spend the whole night sleeping in an upright position. They have arrested him again. They arrested him from Uganda. On the 18th, today is 20th, 2 days, Kakwenza Lukirabasija has been abducted by NRM people. I mean by the junta of Museveni and their group. Kakwenza Lukirabasija is now in the jails of Uganda, being tortured by Museveni's people. Very sad. Now, Father Chigundu was burnt. Kakwenza is being tortured. The same things. Bizemu. And you see, for those of you who don't know, this is not actually a matter of Bizemu. The people who used to do these things in the Amin and Obore times, regimes, were these same people. Because they wanted to soil the names of, or the reputations of those regimes. So they would kill people in 1980, 80-some, 82, or when they killed doctors in Rubaga. Everybody, the doctors used to go and drink their alcohol at Popopo Memorial Community Center in Nabunya. So, our vice president or no, or vice president wa mwao ayagalawo nnyo okunywerawo simanyi oba akyanywerawo. It was a very nice club. It was for decent people. But the doctors used to come and drink from there, and then they would be shot dead when they are going home. And others would be shot. All those people were killed by Fronasa and all these other groups. So eventually, then everybody started saying that Amin was very bad and Obote and all that. But the guerrilla activities that brought the reputations of those regimes in the ground was executed by Mr. Museveni and his people. That's why he tells you he has been fighting for 50 years. He's been doing all these things. So now, he's back at it. Atandi Sevili. That's why you see Kakwenza Rukirabashija is now in the dungeons. The other time, we executed an international publicity program when they got him, and his tormentors decided to release him. They said, "Oh, now you have run to the internet. The whole world is talking about you." Well, this time, I want to tell you that it's not just that program, but I want to warn all those people who are doing these things. And now I warn you in my capacity as one of the political activists here in the diaspora, that because your 40 days, the proverbial 40 days are in position, in process now, all those people who are doing the torture, who are mistreating our people, especially in these last days, you will all be individually held accountable. All of you will be held individually accountable. That is why we keep asking our people to send us evidences to pin against these people. Because we started the process of submitting these names. We started when, let me tell you, because this is not a secret, let me say some secrets here, which would be secrets. There was a plump guy called, he's from Buhweju, somewhere in Buhweju. He went to Iraq, he came back. When he came back from Iraq, he was incorporated in the security of Uganda, security forces of Uganda. I forget his name. Someone, if you know this guy, please write here. He beat up people during walk to work. He beat up people very badly with a stick. He beat up people with a stick in Makindi. He beat up the borders, Nabakbemigo, Ejente. After that, another squad came and started beating all borders. This gentleman, I forget his name, he was wearing a blue shirt. I have him in my file. If you give me a minute, I'll find him for you. So, this gentleman, he beat up people, and when we complained, and the international community complained, the government of Uganda decided to bring him up. That time we had a mafia in charge of the police, that gentleman called Kaihura. So Kaihura, you know the tricks he used to do. So he said he was bringing him to police service something unit. Then they found them guilty. And after that, they sentenced them to some years in jail because they are bad people. You know what happened? Because people are sharp. A few months after that, the Uganda parliament was attacked. The president sent his security on the floor of Uganda parliament. And they beat up parliamentarians who were opposing the age removal bill. And one of the people who beat the parliamentarians was that individual. So supposedly this individual was in jail. But now he's the one beating people on the floor of parliament. Now, this Uganda government, these thieves, they think that we cannot, the people of Uganda are stupid. They can't see. They don't know what is going on. The one who beat people with the sticks in the other place, no, bring him out. Let him beat the same people in parliament. The people will not be able to tell. My friend, we were able to tell. I would like to thank our young people for their diligence. I thank them so much for their diligence. Thank you for what you do. They sent me a picture. I tell you when I am finishing now. They sent me a picture of the place where the Ndugu Muzei Chibalama was forced to speak. Now, you see, when you want to do wrong to a country, you give it bad education. When you give it bad education, you have done very, very wrong. Aha. Tandeka Lwabwere. Some of you know him. Tandeka Lwabwere. From Buhweju. Is he here? Is he here in these countries? You wait. The 40 days are getting over very soon. All of you who are doing those things are going to be accountable individually. You take Kakwenza, you torture him, we shall know you. We shall know you. Because these things you do on behalf of Museveni. But some of us are not very stupid. We know what is going on. We know things which have Museveni's signature. We know things which are done by young people who are trying to fool Museveni so they eat his money. We know all these things. Some of you, like the ones who have burnt Makerere, you were trying to impress some people. Now you have burnt Makerere. The things are still there. The records are still there because they are kept digitally. So why did you burn it? I don't know. Because you come from villages, you were herdsmen, now you are foreign in things, you do them as if you are still herding cattle. That is very sad. Lwabwere, Tandemwa, Lwabwere. You are in his very safe hands, Ndugu, for beating our people in Makindye. Border. We have your backs, you guys in border. This guy beat you. We have him. We have him here. He's in trouble. So anybody doing things, you just give us evidence. Anybody doing things to the people will be held individually accountable. You set up a place on top of the building. Is it? Where did you take Muzei? Because I was saying anybody who does things, bad things for community starts by miseducating them. Give them a bad education so that their heads jiuta, their heads become hopeless. All the younger people are abusing Muzei Chibalama. Why are you insulting Muzei Chibalama, young people? I don't know what's wrong with you. Why are you insulting Muzei Chibalama? Muzei Chibalama has done nothing. The words which Muzei Chibalama is saying, bring back my party, you promised me, they are not his words. You people, what's wrong with you? This is the miseducation that this criminal regime has put in you. We must fight this. These people must go. Muzei Chibalama has done nothing. They are holding his testicles. Others are putting a gun on his head. Speak like this. What will you do? You will speak the same things. You will speak the same things. So, please stop insulting Muzei Chibalama. He has done nothing. Those people are forcing him to speak stupid things. They put up the tables there on top of the building. They are sitting in front of him. Now a video is coming. The young people said they are going to bring a video of how they were interrogating him. I am waiting for it. If I get it, I will give you. I will give you. This is the herdsmen. They took over our country. They are executing all impunity. They are executing all barbarity. They are executing all their stupidity. They are executing backwardness. These people must go. You must all come out and register. I know you have registered, but you must vote. You must all go to vote. And when you vote, keep your votes. Secure your votes. Secure them. Hawa watu watalia mama Nyabu. Secure your votes. And if they do something to those votes, they are still finished. I told you they are in a catch-22 situation. They are between a rock and a hard place. You try to play with the votes which we have cast for Kyagulanyi. Because this is what I want to tell you. Those of you who think you are very good, you know fiscal policy, blah, 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 those who hate Kyagulanyi, I want to remind you of a certain fact which you cannot play with. Kyagulanyi is the symbol of change. You are either with him or you are off the earth. Kyagulanyi is the unifying factor. You businessmen who are running the political parties, don't worry. Stay with your briefcases. They are empty. The people have gone. Abantu babagunduye. They have gone. They have run away. I was telling you when I was a literature student, it was something we called the symbolism. In Arua, I saw a rare. That's when I knew the politics of Uganda had shifted. I saw a rare where a retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye was speaking. A man I respect immensely. He was speaking. Music was playing. The people in Arua were there very happy because they want to listen to Ndugu Colonel Besigye. You know what happened? Another convoy came. A convoy came and passed nearby. With the trucks, with the people, Honorable Kyagulanyi was on the top there waving, and other people. All the people who were at the rally listening to Colonel Besigye followed Honorable Kyagulanyi. All of them, they all followed. The people who were speaking at that FDC Mukutano or the campaign remained with nobody. They remained there with nobody. And some people were trying to chase the Honorable Kyagulanyi's whatever and beat them with stones or whatever and call back the people. And retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye said, no, let them go, let them go. Because he had seen a new chapter had opened. Symbolism. A new chapter had opened. The people had gone. The old politicians are holding empty briefcases. My friend Mao, if you insist that you're going to campaign, whatever, this time even the 0.1, you are not going to get it. Dr. Besigye has stepped aside. Some other cartoons, because now if you say now I also want to stand as a president, you're a cartoon, my friend. I've been respecting you guys. We talk here, let's do ABC. You want something, I give everything. Now you also want to stand as a president. We have one symbol of national change movement. Sasa nyinyi munataka nini? Please do not do these funny things. Hey, another man who has very nice white hair, who is also coming. I want to be president. He's dancing. Another gentleman, very nice guy from a place I love in the East, is also coming. Hey, the spear. I am going to be president. Ndugu, you want to make some money. You have now stopped being politicians, you have become businessmen. But even that money is going to fail you. You're not going to get it. You boys, you guys, another man is there walking all over the country. I don't know who's giving him money. You build your structures, they're enough. Those structures you are building, that is okay. Because we have a new Uganda coming. You are a man of the future. Build your structures, that's okay. But again, don't stand as president. Kyagulanyi does not know fiscal policy or what, but you people leave him. The people you think you have, there is no politician, there are no politicians without people. The people have gone, they have left. Even if Kyagulanyi does not go to campaign in Uganda, the people have left. They have left you, they are with him. In Mbale, Nandala Mafabi, and your other people you organized so that Kyagulanyi does not speak. He left. He left. Did you see what your young people were dancing when they are cutting their things, removing that skin? What were they dancing? Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine. You people, where are your brains? Where are your brains? If you hate Kyagulanyi so much, this is the time for you to put on a chiwani and start loving him. There's no place for hating the man. He's a symbol of national change. And through him, in him, change will occur. Change will occur. 40 days, NRM, finished. Going. Some of the funny ones came to bring money. I don't know where Nyanzi got those people. I don't know where Chairman Nyanzi got those people. Nyanzi, you be very careful also. They came, they brought money. We give this to Kyagulanyi. We belong to NRM. But now, I thought they had listened to me. Remember the time I came here and I told them to bring the money. But you don't bring it like that. During the Janemba government, let them bring the money to Kyagulanyi so that they don't die badly. Yes, but I didn't mean bring it like that. When you are putting on coats like your FBI, you are putting on the mask. I didn't say like that. No, that's very suspicious. And then you are saying we came to support Plan B. Kyagulanyi has no Plan B. Plan B belongs to Ugandans. Kyagulanyi only has Plan A. Kyagulanyi has only Plan A to win elections. You give him votes. That's it. Plan B belongs to Ugandans. The poor boy doesn't even know what is going on with Plan B. He doesn't know. The only thing he's telling Ugandans, because you see you people, you want to arrest him. You want to arrest him. Kyagulanyi is not involved in Plan B. He doesn't know who are planning it. He doesn't even know what it is. You are harassing the boy for nothing. The boy wants to be president of Uganda through elections. That's his Plan A. And he's intelligibly telling everybody, because that's how everybody says, they steal your vote, you become angry. Everybody, if they steal your votes, you become angry. It's normal. Oh, we have brought money so that Kyagulanyi can make a Plan B. Hey, you want to put him in your manyanga so that you arrest him. But you people, have you ever seen someone who God has poured the oil on the head? You think they are stupid, even if it's 10 years. Once God has brought the oil, not this oil of yours you buy from the supermarket. When the other oil from the Lord has poured here on the head of that person, whether it's 10 years, 37 or what, is very clever. Very intelligent. You can't play with such an individual. Now, yeah, I told you, NRM, and when I come back next Sunday, I'll tell you more. You are going. But you go in an organized fashion. NRM, I pity you because we are they are the other guys, the individuals in charge. They know themselves, you are in danger. Oh, by the way, let me finish by saying, that things are very bad for about 3-5 individuals. A very important meeting is coming up in these countries about your performance in the region. And once the signatures are put that your performance has been very bad and now you are no longer wanted, fempishinga tutandika kulia. Once the lions set bavuddemu, empishinga tutandika okuzina. Kubanga obuzibu bwe tulina ne basajja mmwe abamu, you know it, is because some in Washington, some people were still putting stamps for you. Stamp no, erabika. Egenze, kankomao. You guys, I love you. We shall talk next weekend, sometime.